Hello human beings, I am crazylegsjan and welcome back to VR in a wheelchair. Today we're reviewing a game called Into the Radius. Into the Radius is a salvage mission game where you go into missions to either get a specific piece or maybe rescue other survivors from the weird anomalies that is happening in the world. When you start the game, you can pick if you want to do the tutorial, except if you are on the story difficulty, then you are forced into the tutorial. As soon as the tutorial starts, it will guide you through how you want to play. If you are left or right-handed, if you want to use smooth, snap, or even hybrid turn mode, if you want teleportation or smooth locomotion, and also if you want your head, hands, or a hybrid to control your direction. This game has movement on your dominant hand and turning on your non-dominant hand. I hate that you can't switch it around and that it's forced down on you. So I personally had my dominant hand sitting as my right hand even though I'm left-handed, just because I like to move on my right hand and turn on my left. Or the other way around. I can't remember when I'm not playing. I haven't seen anything in this game that makes it bad to not choose your correct dominant hand, though other than having your watch that has your vitals on it, on the non-dominant hand and the task following your dominant hand. I used virtual desktop and for some reason I had some problems with my connection. So I switched to Airlink and it worked perfectly after that. So just a warning for Quest users. Or other people that are using virtual desktop. You can turn on an option in the game to show you your body. It's a personal thing, but I like to have it on. I like to see when I'm stretching my arms that it isn't just two floating hands out in space. The game honestly feels a little janky with the arms or hands. I very often had a problem where my arm was behind a thing I was holding in the other hand, even though my actual hand in real life was in front of it. I also had problems with opening cabinets, as my arm closed it as soon as I let go of the cabinet door. I also had massive problems with the weapon build in this game. I often have issues with them, as they're made for an average sized person, standing most likely, and I'm a bit thicker than average, especially when I'm sitting down, and the wheelchair also does so it doesn't work correctly. I would love to see an option to add adjustment to the weapon build, but I don't think that will happen, but one can hope. For instance, I had massive problems reaching the map that is on your right side on your hip. It nearly did, so I wanted to quit the game because it became tedious. I had the same problem with the pistol as that is on the left side of your hip. I never tried the front bags, but I did quickly look at them and I can nearly say with confidence that I would have some problems with those too. The game reminds me a lot of a VR version of Stalker. It feels like the same recipe, if you will, but the devs made their own spin of it. It feels fun, but personally it's not really a game that grabs my attention. I might have been more into it if it had some sort of multiplayer or even co-op. The mission side of it feels like it doesn't show you what you need for the mission. The first mission you have to find a bracelet, and I found it fairly quick, but I didn't know it was the mission item. I found out by coincidence that I had completed the mission, so I could leave. So that could use a bit more of a ding ding, you completed your task thing. I honestly like the salvaging part of the game, as you run around in a map and you find stuff that you then place into your backpack or on your body where there's room. The backpack doesn't have specific slots, but just one big slot, as it's weight-based instead of slot-based, which is amazing. It gives you some creativity on how to place the stuff. It felt good to take things in the world and think, okay, I hope this is worth anything so I can earn some money to upgrade my equipment.
Something like this.
The maps are fully open worlds.
Whatever.
The maps reset at different times. You can figure out what times by taking your map on your right hip and look at the watch in the top of the map holder. When the timer reaches 0, the whole map resets with enemies, loot and everything, and teleports you to a random spot. So beware of that. I would say the game isn't playable as a wheelchair user, because you can't really use the weapon build without struggling a fair bit, and then you will most likely end up dying at some point when harder enemies come by. So unless they update the game so you can adjust the weapon build, I wouldn't buy this game unless you really want to play it. The game is on the MetaQuest 2 store for $29.99. It's on the Oculus App Store, the Windows one, for $29.99. It is a cross-buy title, so if you buy it on the Quest 2, then you also have it on the Oculus Windows app. I think it also works the other way around, but I'm not sure. It's on the Vive port for 27.82 euros, or part of the Infinity subscription. And finally, it's on Steam for 27.99 euros. If you feel like I'm missing something or could have done something differently, then leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this video here, where I'm reviewing After the Fall.